Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. On today's episode, I'm going to be working on the Caterpillar 2-ton that I bought from the auction over in Morgan Hill. I already got the Caterpillar 10 running and the John Deere H running. This one is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, so stick tuned and I'll get to work on it here. As you guys can tell, this tractor isn't in the worst shape. Engine turns over, the differentials feel free, transmission goes into gear, and the brakes are all free. So it's a great candidate to see if we could get it running right now. But for some reason, the magneto wasn't mounted on this tractor. I'm not quite sure. And like I was saying in the video when we drug it home, I lucked out very much. This thing was not mounted. It made it almost 100 miles home just sitting on this rest right here. Nothing connected to it. Now, as far as why it wasn't mounted up, I couldn't tell you. It didn't have the coupler. I ordered one of these. This one is just off my Caterpillar 15 because I robbed the magneto for that for the Caterpillar 10 to start it up. But that's a never discussion for another day. I was able to get a set of wires, and these are from the Brillman company. If you guys are struggling to find wires for anything, I guess they make a really good set, and I haven't even tried them out yet. So I'm gonna get everything all mounted. I gotta get this magneto mounted first and get it set to top dead center there. And I'm gonna have to take the valve cover off, and as you guys can tell, it's a pretty neat one. It says Holt on it. It does have an old braze right there, but you know, it's just kind of character on these old tractors. And I was kind of struggling. I posted on Facebook forum, Tempered Tracks and something or other, about what the firing order is. And long and behold, firing order is right here on the valve cover. So if anybody's working on one of these, the firing order is on the valve cover on these. So that is pretty cool. So let me get to work on this thing. So I was able to get the magneto mounted on this thing. It mounted up to the drive with the Cat 15 coupler, magneto coupler, and the magneto fits perfectly on its mount. So now the next step is finding top dead center, which is going to involve removing this valve cup, this cool cast valve cover, and we'll get to see what's underneath here and what makes these 2-tons really special. So I got the valve cover off now, and all the valves are exposed. And yes, you're guessing right. This is an overhead cam engine. And this thing is over 100 years old. And that's why I'm always drawn to these 2-tons, because these things were ahead of their time. The other tractors had flathead engines, and this thing obviously has the overhead cam. And I kind of just assumed they were kind of expensive to make, and that's kind of, I think that's why they gave up on this technology right about then. But yeah, I'm gonna roll this engine over, make sure all the valves are all good. It feels like it's got good compression, but I'm still gonna check anyway. Make sure nothing's stuck, everything's happy, and it is surprisingly clean for how old it is. So that's really cool. This tractor must have been in pretty good condition. So it is the second day out here. I have to be honest with you guys. I made a huge mistake. I decided that it was too hot yesterday. I didn't really want to work on this thing anymore because we're kind of going through a heat wave right now, still in California. So I decided to call it quits, and I just kind of set the valve cover back on there. And I woke up this morning to rain. So that was definitely a rookie move on my part. Definitely got a little bit of moisture in the valve train on this thing, unfortunately, and maybe a little bit in the mag now. So now I do have to get this thing running. So I came running out here about 3 this morning, threw the hood on it, but damage was already done at that point. So like I said, I have to get this thing running, probably change the oil on it. But let's keep working on it. Well, got all the wires in. The mag is just kind of resting. Maybe I figured out why it wasn't mounted on my drive home. Maybe it did have nuts and bolts in and everything. I think the base is all stripped out. So I'm gonna have to address that at some point. Right now, I just want to get it running. And I'm gonna see if we still have fire. I'm gonna pull out a couple of spark plugs. And we're gonna roll the engine over and make sure it seems like it's all timed correctly. And then I'm just gonna put a little gas in it. Fuel is shut off on the carburetor, so I'm just gonna try it, give it a couple cranks. And if it doesn't fire up, I'm gonna address that next, and we'll see where we're at. So I've spent the last hour fighting with this mag, and unfortunately I cannot get fire out of it. I've had the magnets off. I believe the magnets are just incredibly weak right now. The points are clean, everything else feels good. It's got, the impulse works on it. I just can't quite get fire out of it. And I'm not an expert on these older ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the replacement mag off the 10, and that one's good. It runs really good, and it appears it has the same base as this. And I'm gonna put it on this 2-ton, see if we can get it to fire up. So I'm gonna go out and start working on this plan. All right, so I gave up trying to hand crank it. Been cranking on it for about an hour. Now I'm gonna get the old Massey, and we're gonna tow start this thing. If you guys are wondering what's running in the background, I fired up the HD14 to get it out of the way. So I'm gonna throw a chain on this, and we're gonna see if we get it to start. The only thing that was wrong with the carburetor, had the carburetor off, had to fix the needle and seat in it, and other than that, it was clean, and it should run. So we'll see. Stop, 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 stop. Let's try a different gear. All right, try that gear. Huh? I'm gonna try that gear. Try it again? Yeah. Stop, stop. So we finally got it. There you go. Oh. I'll go fire back up. Well, I was able to get the old tractor running, but wasn't running quite perfect, not exactly how I wanted to. And it's way too hot out here to continue working on it. So I think I'm gonna wrap this episode up. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys leave a comment, maybe subscribe. Thank you.